All right, we should be going live. Test. Testing. Can you hear me? Let me see if I can hear myself. Let's see. Hello. All right, we should be going live. All right, we can hear. All right, let me just get everything fully set up. We're going to be talking about JJK. All right, here we go. We're talking about, let me just get the TikTok one going as well. And then we're going live for JJK Season 3, Episode 3 is now out. So we are going to be talking about this episode. Now, just waiting so we got some people coming in on YouTube. We got some people coming in on TikTok. But Season 3 of JJK is now upon us. It is here. And this episode was, all about telling us about the Culling Games. Now, obviously, I saw the first two episodes very early on in the cinema. I saw the first two episodes of Season 3. And in those episodes, they went over very quickly the Culling Games explanations. They went over it super quick. So we didn't really get to see that because you couldn't pause it in the theaters. But now this episode is all about explaining the Culling Games. So we got a detailed, explanation to this. Infinity, how's it going, man? We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube as well. We're talking the new Jujutsu Kaisen episode, but we got the full explanation. Now, this episode is all about exposition. It's all about giving us everything that we need moving forward now. So that's what this episode is all about. There wasn't a lot of action or anything like that, but we really now understand what the Culling Games are, what Kenjaku's purpose is and why he's doing what he's doing, and the reasons for why he did what he did. Why did he seal Gojo? Why did all these different events occur to get us to this moment? So that is what they're all dealing with. It was really awesome to see Tengen as well. I really think the art design and the art direction for this episode was really good. Having that red layer around Tengen and everyone else in that world just made it feel like you were in a different dimension in a way when he was explaining it. And it's something that I really liked because it felt like, okay, Tengen is a higher being. It felt like that. So that's something that I really liked with the art direction there. The animation was great as well. But like I said, this is just all telling us exactly what the Culling Games is and sending everyone through to what the purpose of each person's going to be. So obviously we now know that Yuki and Chozo are going to stay behind protecting Tengen while everyone else has got all these other missions that are going to do. How did I find the fight of Chozo in that? I thought that fight was incredible. I saw that in theaters. I saw that fight in theaters, and I thought the animation was fantastic. And if that's anything to start off with, can you just imagine? Apparently, I think next week's supposed to be the Maki episode. Maki's supposed to go insane, and I can't wait to say because she's freaking awesome in the actual manga. So I can only imagine what it's going to look like when Maki's going to town. I can't wait for that. But I really like that one as well. I really like that fight. The Yuta and Yuji fight was great as well. Obviously not as long, but we know the reasons why. But it was great. I really thoroughly enjoyed the first two episodes and enjoyed this episode as well. But now that we know what is happening and where everyone's going to be, next week's going to be insane, man. From here on, it's just going to be insane. We know that they're going to go and try and recruit Hakari as well. So you're going to get all that. And people who haven't read the manga don't know who Hakari is. You're going to know. You're going to know who he is. And it's going to be freaking epic. I'm telling you that now. But I'm telling you, the Maki stuff is going to be so good. I'm so super excited for that because Maki as a character is great. But what we're about to get is going to show, because everyone, when I did the tier list on my favorite characters, everyone was going in on me for putting Maki so high. But you're about to find out why I've got Maki so high, why she's such a great character. Hakari is the best. Hakari is freaking awesome, man. Hakari is awesome. I can't wait for what's next. What happens next is going to be absolutely insane. Like, people who haven't read the manga, just get ready for it because we're getting into some insane stuff. And if the animation continues the way it is, which it is going to end like this continuously, then we're in for a real treat. You're in for a real treat. But what did you guys all think of this episode? What was your feeling towards this? Was there too much exposition? Do you feel like you need to go back and watch it again to really understand what they gave us? Or was it enough? I want to know what you guys have to say, so let me know about that. Have I read? No, I have not read that light novel. Sorry. QI, have not read it, so I don't know. I can't comment on that. Sorry. But yeah, let me know what you guys all thought of this. Was it too much? Because, oh man, the way that they did it in the movie theater, it kind of just went so quick. You didn't have enough time to read what the Culling Games were about. So I know a lot of people had problems with that. So JJK was my first manga. There you go, LeBron. Awesome. So this was your first one. So it's so interesting to find out what people's first anime and manga were. For me, my first animes in that were Sailor Moon, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball. They were like my very first ones that I got introduced to. Goofy Apple, how's it going? So they were my favorite ones at the start growing up, and that's what I read and watched because it was on TV. Obviously, I didn't have like the whole streaming and everything like that. It was just, if it was on TV, it was on TV. You watched it. If not, then that's it. It was a good episode. What I loved the most was, the fight was awesome as well. Jobless Reincarnation. Peanut butter fries. Is that you? My first is Pokemon. Pokemon was great. Pokemon's a great introduction, especially for the younger people. Growing up, like in the 90s and that, it came out and it was just freaking awesome. It was so good. Do I like Jobless Reincarnation? I haven't watched Jobless Reincarnation. I just have not got around to watching it yet. So, so I haven't actually watched Jobless Reincarnation. You from the Carver vid. I don't know what that is. Sorry. By the way, did Akuto Sai get debunked and does he lose to Zeno now? No, he didn't get debunked. But there's JJK. I think JJK is a good starter anime as well for people. So if people who want to get an anime and manga, I think JJK is a great place to start. And it's what better way to start now that the manga's finished, now that season 3's out. This is a big chance for people to really get into it and, start their anime and manga journey. And I think this is a really good one. Thoughts on Utah being called a fraud? Utah's one of my favorite characters in JJK. He ain't no fraud. Trust me. People who have read the manga know exactly that Utah's not a fraud. Utah is up there, man. He is up there. I'm telling you right now. But yeah, those people, I mean, you're going to get it all the time in every fan base. There's going to be, people that are, saying that stuff about frauds and stuff like that. But Utah ain't no fraud, man. Who's going to win the Pokemon fight, Inferno Ape or Incineroar? Ooh, who's going to win that fight? I'm not really caught up with the whole new gen stuff of Pokemon. I kind of, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 was really mine. I'm going to say Incinerate. My boy did dirty in the manga. I mean, he did. Was the episode good? Gonna watch it a bit. So the episode is basically, it's a lot of exposition. This episode, it is diving into the Culling Games itself, Kenjaku's plans, what everyone else is laying down the foundation for what is about to occur. So it is definitely one you have to watch because it explains so much in so much detail that you will understand what is going to happen moving forward and why certain characters are doing what they're doing. Why is Kenjaku doing this? Why did he seal Gojo away? Like, what is the sole purpose of all this? It's all there. So this is definitely the episode you need to watch because of the explanations and everything that it gives you, and it sets everyone in and what they're going to do. So it's definitely one you have to watch because if you don't watch this episode and you go into next week's episode, you're probably not going to understand what's going on. But yeah, definitely worth watching. Do you think if Utah did a fair 1v1 with Kenjaku, who would win? I've still got Utah beating Kenjaku. I think Utah is above him. So I would say if there was a 1v1, I know some people think he's a fraud because he speed blitzed and snuck up on Kenjaku, but I mean, I still think he could win. Do you think Gojo can beat full form Sukuna? Look, that's the big debate. The big debate in the JJ community is Sukuna versus Gojo. Who is actually really stronger? That is the big thing that people want to talk about. Now, to me, Gojo and Sukuna is a 50-50. It could go either way. I would say that Sukuna is going to win because he has a way around Infinity in that now. So I would alter, and I do believe his domain expansion is actually stronger as well than Gojo's. And he does have a lot more curse energy than Gojo. Now, Gojo does have the 6 eyes, which gives him that benefit of being able to run low curse energy for a long period of time, but seem like he's actually using a lot of curse energy and has a lot of it. So the 6 eyes do help him quite a lot. But yeah, for me personally, I'm going to take Sukuna. Sukuna was throwing out binding bows like left, right, and center during the whole final battle. So yeah, I just think Sukuna would find a way to win. I think Sukuna has better battle IQ than Gojo. I think he is much more battle tested and battle ready to beat his opponents than Gojo is, and that's just because of the experience. Like Sukuna's been around for a lot longer than Gojo, but Gojo is still crazy. So I do think like Gojo could look if they fought. So let's say they fought 10 times. I don't think it's going to be a landslide. Every win is going to be Sukuna. I do think it's we're looking at like a 6-4 win ratio for Sukuna. That's what I'm thinking. I think there are moments where Gojo can beat him, but I just think Sukuna has just got that IQ over Gojo because of the experience. So that's why I've got him higher than Gojo at the moment. So yeah. If he couldn't get Megumi's body, who would be the next best option? That's a good one. If he couldn't get him, obviously Gojo would be the greatest option, but I think Yuta might be the next best. Because of his curse technique and his domain and that. I think there's a chance that would be the next best option. Yes, Gojo did lose because that is Gojo's downfall, is his arrogance. Because he's never been battle tested like that, except for when he fought Toji. But after that, he was never really tested. So, yeah, that's why. Who's the bigger fraud, Megumi or Yuta? It's Megumi. Yuta's no fraud, man. Yuta is not a bum. Don't even go there. Yuta is freaking so good, man. He is so good. He is one of the key reasons why the whole thing happened at the end. If it wasn't for Yuta, don't win. Yuta ain't no fraud, man. He ain't no fraud. He's a vital key to the story. Vital key. So, yeah. But I think if you're going to take someone, if you can't get Megumi's body, Sukuna's going to try and take, Yuta's body. Because of the curse technique that Yuta has, that would be ideal. Season 3 of JJK was ruined when Megumi came on screen. No, I like Megumi as a character. Like, he doesn't really do much in that. But, I mean, he's there for a very important plot detail that is going to happen. Gojo versus Shin. I'd probably still say Gojo just because of Infinity. I don't think Shin can get through it. So, and that's fine. If you don't like Yuta as a character, that is completely fine. Because characters are subjective because of the way that they are written and stuff like that. It's all subjective because different characters will connect with you differently. So a character that I might connect with is because of my experiences in life and I relate to that character more. You may not, but then there's a character you relate to and that I might not like. So it's fine. Like, that's why I always say, if people don't like the characters I like, that is completely fine because we're all going to have different opinions. That's why I like hearing what everyone else's favorite characters are in different verses and that, because then it makes for a great discussion. Like, and I like to find and understand why you like that character. Like, what makes you like that particular character? So yeah, that is something that I really, really like to hear. So yeah, What Tengen explained in this episode, he explained the Kenjaku's plan and like what his goal is and how he's trying to basically convert all of humanity and level them up in a way with Tengen himself. He also explained the culling games in full detail. That's what this episode did as well. So it all went deep in detail of that. So we now know how the culling games work, what the rules are, and how they're going to try and get out of the culling games and what they're going to go do. So we have all that. So Tengen explained basically everything you're going to need to know moving forward now. And I think we needed an episode like this because they didn't really explain it in the first two episodes. And especially if you went and saw it in the movie theater, they glossed over it very, very quickly. But this episode now gives you everything you want. Which episode will cover Maki versus any clan? From what I've heard rumors that it's next week. It's episode 4. But it is definitely coming. It's coming in this season. I can't wait for that. It's going to be good. Maki, Maki is not weaker than Toji. She's actually stronger than Toji. So yeah, Maki is my favorite person from there. It felt a little bit odd seeing no action. I understand that, but it was needed because there's so much detail that needed to be explained. Because if they don't explain all of this stuff, then you go into the next episode not knowing anything, and then you have more questions than answers. But I'm telling you right now, after this episode, the action is coming. The action is absolutely coming. So yeah. So it's going to be freaking awesome. So there's going to be a lot of things here. Saddest death in JJK, in my opinion. The saddest death, I don't know what would be the saddest death so far in JJK. That's a tough one. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who would be. I mean, Gojo is my favorite character. So, I mean, I don't know what would be my favorite. I honestly don't know what would be my favorite. What would be like the saddest death for me? Maybe my might be. Toji's your favorite character. Toji is a great character. I wish we got more of Toji. I really did think I would love to get more of Toji. Will Kashimo fight Hakari this season? It's hard to determine whether or not because it all depends on the pacing and how they're going to do it. So, sometimes they could potentially fast track it. Like, look at Soul 11 season 2, for instance. They fast tracked that season. They fast tracked it. Like, I didn't think we were going to get to the island, to Jeju Island battle. I didn't think so. But they cut stuff out and got there. So it really depends on the pacing and how quickly they want to do it. Next episode, it might end before she fights. Yeah, I've heard rumors that next week is Maki's big battle. So I'm excited for that. So yeah. Okay. What do we got here? We got Kashimo versus Utah. I'm going to take Utah in the battle. Even though Kashimo, look, the thing with Kashimo is I wish that we would get a prequel series with Kashimo and watching Kashimo in their prime, doing all their stuff in that era. I think that's something we need because I would love to see that. But yeah. I saw the episode. Yes, I saw the newest episode, episode 3. It's basically Tengen explaining the culling games and everything else with that. Something that, you need to see to move forward in the series. I got Kashimo just a little over Utah because of his speed. I mean, I understand that. I think Kashimo is very, very close. Like Utah and Kashimo, to me, you can switch around. Like if you said Kashimo wins, I'm not going to argue with it because I understand the reasoning and where it's coming from. But if you say Utah wins, again, I'm not going to disagree. It's like so close. I'm trying to see Toji and Maki fight Sukuna. That would be a pretty damn fight. That would be a great fight to watch. Those two fighting Sukuna, that would be a very interesting battle to watch. I'd like to see that. That would be pretty dope. But yeah, so episode 4, next week's episode is supposed to be the one. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. Maybe it might be half, and then the next episode 5 will be the other half. But man, I'm there. I can't wait for it. Yes, I have read the manga. I have read the manga. Fight, which can probably be the best one in JJK Season 3 Part 1. The Maki stuff is going to be the best fight in this season because it's just unbelievable. And if they animate it right, and the thing is, they can add things to it as well to make it longer. So I'm going to say that the Maki fight is, based on the Chozo fight that we got in the first few episodes, if it's anything like that animation-wise, it's going to be the Maki stuff. For some reason, I don't like Yuji. I don't know why. A lot of people say that. I have watched the newest episode of Kira. That's what we're here to talk about and stuff. So, yeah. I personally like Utah as the MC, but it is what it is. What are my thoughts on him? Look, in the manga, I didn't like him. But his technique is really cool. Like the way you should read the manga. Yes, I'd give the manga a read, definitely. When he's fighting Chozo in the first few episodes and he's using his technique, the speed thing, it's cool and stuff, but he's a bit of a wanker. Like, let's be real, he's a bit of a wanker, man. I can't wait for him to get destroyed. Me too, Josh, man. I can't wait for him to get destroyed as well. It's going to be awesome. Is Utah's domain strong? Yeah, it is strong, and it's very unique and different from the other ones. If you've read the manga, you know what his domain's about. And it's a pretty sick domain. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty sick. But it does feel something. It's something different from the other ones that I really, really like about it. So, yeah. But definitely, if you haven't read the manga, you should read the manga. If you haven't read the manga and you've stayed spoiler-free so far, then, man, I tell you what, you've done yourself justice there because it's insane that you would get through without being spoiled. As much as I hate Gojo, the best fight in JJK is Gojo versus Sukuna. Yeah, that is obviously the biggest fight, the one fight that we all want to see, and I hope we get to see it in theaters, is the big battle, and that's the one that we all want to do. I wish we could see adult Yuji versus adult Sukuna. That would be pretty dope to see how Yuji has come since then, how far he's come. So, yeah. I have not seen you in a while. Oh, Zura, yeah, I took a little break for a bit, and then now I'm back and doing it all again. So, yeah. I'm going to try and do some more, like, live streams after episodes and things like that we can talk about. So, yeah, it would be good. Sukuna won against Gojo because he got plot armor. No, Sukuna won because of his IQ. That is why Sukuna won against Gojo. It's because of his IQ. Sukuna pre-planned everything, had it all planned out how he was going to be. Gojo lost because of his arrogance. It's that simple. It was arrogance versus IQ. One had it all planned out and ready to go. He had backup after backup after backup. Gojo was too arrogant. And see, that's the difference, is because Sukuna's older and more mature in a way and has more experience in battle, why Gojo doesn't. And that's the ultimate downfall of Gojo, is he just lacked the experience that Sukuna had. That's why he won. So, yeah. The kids are great. I haven't actually read the new JJK manga that is out, that is going out now. I haven't actually started that. So, yeah. I've seen people like it. I mean, it's to do with aliens and stuff. So it's very interesting. I might give it a read, but we'll just see. Kenji hates him. Yeah, he does. Utah's grandchildren is damn frauds. Utah isn't a fraud, but yeah. Yeah, Gojo wasn't making binding vows in the fight. He wasn't. But then that's, again, Gojo's arrogance behind him. He thought he had it all wrapped up. He thought he was the strongest. He felt like, I've got this fight in the bag. But then obviously lost. So the problem with Gojo is everyone is so weak to him that, exactly, Gojo never really had that person next to him. You know, he lost that fight to Toji first, awakened and came back and whooped his ass. So, yeah. And if Gojo wasn't arrogant, there's a high chance that he wins that. The word cutting slash came out of nowhere. It actually didn't. If you actually read the fight, he didn't act, that world cutting slash didn't come out of nowhere. Like, that was Sukuna's plan, was to find a way around infinity. And he did so. And once he saw, because, see, this all goes back to the first fight he has with Maharaga. When Sukuna fights Maharaga, he notices, oh, this thing adapts. This creature, this thing it's able to adapt to my moves. So from that moment there, that's why he kept Megami alive. And he said, I'm not done with you. You stay alive. Is because that moment he's like, if I get that technique and I get all this, then I am set up and ready to get past anyone and everyone. So that when he came to Gojo, because remember, he has fought Gojo before early on, and Gojo manhandled him. Granted, he didn't have the fingers on it, everything like that. But now he notices, if I use this, I can find ways around. And that's the IQ play. Sukuna doesn't let his pride get in the way, doesn't let his arrogance get in the way. He's planning every single move. And he knows, like, you got to remember, Sukuna knows that if he beats Gojo, the whole entire verse is coming after his ass. So he has to then fight. So look, in a fair 1v1, who wins? No Maharaga and that. I still have Sukuna winning. Like, it's close. It's not going to be a low diff or anything. It's going to be an extreme high diff. It's going to be the same thing. But I do think Sukuna, with the experience, with everything that he has, with the binding vows and all that, he will still get past Infinity and beat Gojo. But I'm saying if they fought 10 out of 10 times, it'd be like a 6-4, 5-5 scenario. It's not going to be one's winning 8 out of 10. Like, it's going to be still close, but it all comes down to Gojo's arrogance. That's what it comes down to. Is Gojo had more experience and fought people that were stronger, I feel like he would be better suited to fight Sukuna. But because of his arrogance, that's what ultimately set him down. I kind of wish Sukuna didn't save Kenjaku from Gojo. Yeah, that would have been insane. Priestess in Black, how's it going? Yeah, so it all comes down to that. Which manga is better than its own anime adaptation? So a manga that is better than the anime adaptation, for me personally, I like the Dragon Ball Super manga better than the anime. I know there's rumors that it's going to be, doing all the remakes and that's going to be closer to the manga, which is something that I'm excited for in a way, because I do feel like the manga is better because it's more consistent, where the anime is like all over the place. Another one that is better, another manga that is better than its One Punch Man is another one. One Punch Man is definitely, the manga is so much better than the anime just because of the artwork, especially season 3. So I would say that. So yeah, it goes existing here in the USA. Well, did Sukuna really need Maharaga? I mean, he did it as an insurance policy. He used Maharaga so that he could adapt to certain things, so that it would make it easier. Because Gojo, you got to remember, Sukuna knows if he beats Gojo, he's got to fight everyone else. So he needs something to do. So yeah, One Framed Man, yeah. What do I think about Toji is in heaven? I mean, like, is in, like, he's dead and in heaven? Probably. I don't remember how the afterlife works in JJK. I can't remember, because I remember the airport sequence and that, but I don't know if there is an actual afterlife or not. I'd have to refresh my memory. I can't believe Sukuna wore Megami's face and Gojo beat his ass while wearing Megami's dad's fit. That's pretty insane. Garo is my favorite character in One Punch Man. He's my favorite character in One Punch Man too. So yeah, Gigi revealed Toji went to heaven. There you go. Toji went to heaven, which I don't mind. I mean, it is what it is. Don't people with heaven have a guaranteed spot in heaven? I think so. I think if you have the heavenly restriction, I think there might have been something. I'm not 100% sure. To me, Toji should be named the strongest sorcerer of yesterday. Well, he wasn't really a sorcerer because he didn't really have curse energy. He didn't have any curse energy. It's a bit like Maki. Maki doesn't have curse energy. So that's why, who's the biggest fraud in fiction? The biggest fraud in fiction. Oh, man, that's a tough one. Tough one. Toji can beat Mahito. Yeah, I think he could beat Mahito. It depends, because he'll need to attack the soul to beat Mahito. That's the only problem. But who's the biggest fraud in fiction? In all of fiction, who's the biggest fraud? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I'd have to really think about that one. Good night, man. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, shoot away with your question on Spy X Family. I haven't caught up with the new season of it. So Maharaga versus Jogo. Maharaga's going to win that fight. the biggest fraud in fiction. I'm trying to think who would be the biggest fraud. Trying to think of someone who really talked a lot of crap and then just got absolutely annihilated. And you're just like, oh, what a fraud. I don't know who would be the biggest fraud. Let me know who you guys think. Let me know who you guys think is the biggest fraud in fiction. Because that's a big question. That could go all over the place. Toji can solo all of the disaster curse. Also, Toji has the soul split katana. Yeah, if Toji has the soul split katana, he can beat Mahito. So yeah, if he's got that, then he will beat Mahito. It just depends if he has that or not. If you take that away from him, it's going to be very tough to beat him. But with the soul split katana, he does. He does beat Mahito. Does Lloyd complete his mission? I haven't actually read the manga, so I don't know if he does or not. Do you think Yuji is the strongest in the new one? I think so. I think he is. My favorite anime. Look, I'll just rally off the top 10 quickly. It goes Dragon Ball. It's my favorite anime of all time. Then it's Vinland Saga, Attack on Titan. Then it is To Be Hero X, Lord of Mysteries. Then we've got Dr. Stone. I'm trying to think. Then Dr. Stone. And I can't remember the other three. Somewhere there. I got Goku over Saitama right now until Saitama shows us a bigger feat right now. Yeah. So I do have a list. I do have a little shorts on YouTube and something on TikTok as well of my top 10 favorites in that. The To Be Hero X was just so good, and so was Lord of Mysteries, that they had to be in there. I just love them already. Vegito versus Gogeta. Personally, for me, I'm a Vegito guy, but I do like Gogeta, but I think Vegito is the more stable fusion. So yeah. Yuji has Suguna's domain and all his abilities and doesn't age. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he will be the strongest. I haven't watched Sentence to Be Hero yet. I haven't watched it. I gotta do it because the new episode comes out today. So I will be doing that. I will be watching that after this and that. What about Toji versus Awakened Mahito? Still if he has the katana, he's gonna win. Those are my two favorite at the moment this season. Okay, I'm gonna have to get look at that. Gogeta is better. He always gets work done. Look, Gogeta actually has more wins than Vegeta. That is a fact. Like, he beat Broly and he beat Janemba the 2 times that Gogeta appeared. He did win. Like, you got to give it. Vegeta couldn't finish it, but again, he wasn't trying to kill Buu. He was trying to go inside to free everyone. And then against Zamasu, he unfused. But yeah, look, Gogeta and Vegito, I think the Potara is a more stable fusion. But man, Gogeta does. Like, it does feel like Vegito is definitely more the Goku playful version, where Gogeta is the more like, yeah, I'm not here to muck around. Like, the more the Vegeta of like, I'm going to beat you down right now. So it's really, really awesome. Have you watched JoJo's Glorious Ultimate King Peak? No, I have not. I have not. I've watched some of JoJo's, but I haven't kept up with it yet. Jigsaw and Squid Game Lee. Ooh, I might have to check that one out. I'm going to see if I can find that. I haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brother. Oh, you should watch Full Metal. Trust me. Full Metal, you have to watch it, man. You have to watch it. JoJo is the best anime in existence. I mean, some people say that, man. Some people that. Who wins, Arnos or Vin Diesel? Vin Diesel. Family wins all the time. Have I watched Attack on Titan? Yes, I have watched Attack on Titan. It is my 3rd favorite anime of all time. I freaking love Attack on Titan. It's so freaking good. So yeah, I have watched it. It's awesome. Have you watched The Prince of Tennis? No, I didn't even know that thing was a thing. Thoughts on Madrid this season? Oh, bro, they suck. They absolutely suck. Zanice, how's it going? You're up. You're watching Attack on Titan right now? Nice. Attack on Titan's awesome. It's freaking so good. Like, the writing is fantastic. The story is great. The characters are great. The animation is great. It's peak. It is absolute peak. The one thing if I had one thing to say about Attack on Titan is because they dragged it out. That's my only criticism with it, is they dragged it out. You should watch it. It's really, really good. I'm gonna have to, man, Grand Ninja. I'm gonna have to find that and see. I have a feeling that people will hate this episode because it's all dialogue. Yes. Yes, but it's needed because I know look, how many times have we seen this? Where people go in, they watch it, and they get action in that, and then like, afterwards, they're like, why does this happen? What's this? I don't understand. Like, They didn't explain it. And then when they do explain it in an episode, people are like, why are they wasting an episode on explaining things? You need this because now moving forward is going to be all the action. So now everyone knows how they work, what happens. You needed an episode like this. Bro, you think it's fair Solo Leveling got best anime of the year? I mean, Frieren should have beat Solo Leveling last year. Solo Leveling, look, personally for me, Solo Leveling shouldn't be nominated for anime of the year this year. I've done a tier list of all the animes I watched this year over on the YouTube and that. It's all there. You can watch where I put them all. To me, Solo Leveling isn't even in my top 15 for this year. I think there are much better ones. Hakari and Kashima is going to be a banger. It is going to be a banger. Dude, there's going to be so many banging fights now. It's going to be freaking awesome. All right, I'm trying to keep up with everyone. Sailor Moon stronger than Goku? Yes. Sailor Moon is stronger than Goku right now. So that, yes. Sailor Moon, people underrate Sailor Moon so much. Do you read manga or just anime? I do read. Thank you again, man, for joining in. Hope you have a good night. I'll see you on the next live stream. Yes, I do read a lot of manga. I've got where is it? All here's like manga and stuff like that, and I've got some more. I've got like Berserk and all that here as well. I do. I love my manga and stuff like that as well. But I don't think I've read the one you just mentioned, so I'm gonna have to find it. Ignima. I'm gonna have to find that one. So hopefully I will. Mbappe ruined Madrid potentially, man. I do think Vinny is a problem as well. I think it's the whole Madrid system is the problem. Carl's ultimate life form or who? I don't know who we're fighting there. Hyjin versus Goku / Kakarot. Hyjin's winning. Trust me, it's peak. I believe you, man. I will put it down on my list and try to do it because I've almost caught up with Gachakuta now. I've got a few more chapters to go on that. I'm reading Nighthawk Returns at the moment. Ragnarok, Record of Ragnarok new chapter comes out on like the 25th, 26th this month. So I've got that. I'm still almost caught up with Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Doomslayer, I'm still reading. Leviathan, I'm still reading as well. Yeah, I've got so much that I'm reading right now. Gojo versus Aaron's mom. Who wins? Oh, Aaron's mom wins. Aaron's mom wins. Awesome. I'm sub real quick. Thank you, man. Thank you. That means an absolute lot to me. What other platform you're live? I'm on TikTok as well right now. Live on TikTok, live on YouTube right now. So, yeah, that's where we are. Madoka versus Sailor Moon versus Anti-Spiral. Ooh, that's big. I'm gonna probably take Anti-Spiral. It's gonna be between Anti-Spiral and Madoka. I'm gonna take Anti-Spiral there. How strong is Kenjaku? He's pretty powerful, man. He's pretty powerful, but he's not as powerful as like Gojo and Sukuna and Utah and that. And Kashima. I still have those four above, but Kenjaku is no slouch. He's no freaking slouch. Diego, how's it going, man? Why did Aaron push Misaka away so much? I feel bad. Why did he do it? Because, man, now we're going to do a deep dive into Attack on Titan here. He did it because in that situation, he tried to push everyone away because he thought there was only one way for them all to have freedom. That's the whole point of the Eren character and the Attack on Titan ending is about freedom and how no matter what Eren did, he could never get that true freedom. And the only way for his friends to be free was for him to take on the burden. That's really what it is. Did episode 3 come out? Yes, episode 3 is now out for you guys to go and watch right now with JJK. Did Mikasa have a child with Jean? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I can't remember. Attack on Titan lore is so deep for only 4 seasons. Oh yeah. Attack on Titan is so deep, man. There's so much in there. Like if I was to talk about it, I'd have to do like its own whole live stream about it. It's so insane. Stuff in the back looks cool. Not gonna lie. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I've been working on this. I still have a lot back in Australia that I need to bring over, but it goes all the way from there, all the way back there, and then up there as well. So yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I've been working on it. Gojo vs Sukuna. I'm going to take Sukuna majority of the times, but it's close. Thoughts on Fate, Strange Fate so far? I love it, man. I love it. I actually have a short that you can watch out and stuff like that for it. But I loved Fate, man. It's so freaking good. The new series, man. I watched the first 2 episodes last year and was waiting for the third one. Never came. It's finally coming out. So hopefully I'm not waiting another freaking year for another episode. But it's freaking awesome right now. I absolutely love it. Jinwoo vs. Sailor Moon. I'm going to take Song Jinwoo. Like being able to see old Eren in the background of some scenes is so cool. That is. Where is Chayan's Ragnarok? Where is she? Like, I haven't kept up with Ragnarok because there was a whole thing about, I think, the Rider or something like that. Hyjin versus Anti-Spiral. Hyjin, man. Hyjin. Hyjin is 100% winning that one against Anti-Spiral. Okay, what else we got? Franklin from GTA versus Goku. 100%. It's going to be GTA. All right, man. You, Jujutsu Sorcerer 1, you go and watch the new episode and then come back and let me know your thoughts. What you thought about it? Do you mean Quinn versus how do you say his name? Beelzebub from Record of Ragnarok. If you mean those two fighting, that would be an interesting fight because one isn't really a fighter. One is. Beelzebub is he's very powerful, but he's not an actual fighter. But that would be very interesting. That would be very, very interesting fight. I'm gonna take Quinn though. I'm gonna take him. I think he would get the job done. Be honest, was Yuji holding back from Utah? Was he holding back? No. When do you think the dub will release? Ooh. It's so hard to know when the dubs are going to come out and when it's not. Because sometimes, like Dan is instantly. They drop the sub and the dub at the same time. You know, some of them do that. And then some of them, it's like 4 episodes, 5 episodes, maybe the whole season. So I'm not 100% sure when that's going to happen. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure when the dub's coming, Max. Sorry. Yeah, you have to look online and see. They'll have a better one than me. Baki versus Talon. Give me Baki. Who wins, Grand Priest or CC Goku wins? Because he can beat Zeno. Grand Priest can't beat Zeno. I'm going to wait for the dub. That's fine, man. All right, man. Thank you for subbing, man. Good night and have a good one, man. Stay safe. All right. Is Hell's Paradise Season 2 going to be the final season? I haven't read it, so I don't know if it's going to be the final season or not. I haven't read Hell's Paradise. I watched the first episode. I liked the first episode. I loved the first season. Liked the first episode as well of Hell's Paradise, which was freaking awesome. But I haven't read the manga, so I don't know how far it's going to go. But I'm excited for episode 2. I'm at the point where I ignore debates against Goku profiles. I'm like, yeah, some of them are insane. Hell's Paradise will have 3 seasons. Do you think we're going to have a season 4? Oh, 100%. 100%. There's going to be another season of JJK. The Con Games is its own thing. And then there's another thing afterwards as well. There's so much of JJK. Like, I do think we're going to get the movie, though. I do think we're going to get a JJK movie, and it's going to have a particular fight in it. But we didn't see the Grand Priest power yet. The reason why the Grand Priest is weaker than Zeno is because Zeno erased him in the future timeline. So when Zeno erased the entire timeline, he erased everything in it and everyone in it. Now, if you're stronger than that person, they can't erase you. So the Grand Priest, if he was weaker, if he was stronger, would be floating there with Zeno as well. But he wasn't. So the Grand Priest, look, the way I see it is the Grand Priest is a better fighter than Zeno, but he's not as powerful as Zeno. Zeno can erase him with a click of the finger. So that's why the Grand Priest is weaker than Zeno. Gojo vs. Sukuna is definitely being a movie. I think Gojo vs. Sukuna, dude, you'd be silly not to have it as a movie. You would be silly. Sanji versus the Bakiverse. Ooh. Sanji would have the power, but does he have the technique? That's the question. Thoughts on Senate Speed Hero? I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch the first episode after this, and I'm going to watch the second episode, and then I'll do a little video as well so you guys know my thoughts on it. Because I know people want to know what I think of it. Zeno is the most powerful being, not the strongest, right? Zeno is the strongest and most powerful in Dragon Ball. He's just not the best fighter. Like, it's that simple. Like, he can wipe anyone and everything out. But he if you were to put him in a hand-to-hand combat, he's losing 100% of the time. Like, that's the thing. But he just is so OP with his power that he can beat anyone. Zeno versus Ghost Rider. There's probably some Ghost Rider version that would win. Do you think One Punch Man Season 3 Part 2 will look good or not? Look, man. Oh, man. Oh, Samurai, I'm going to tell you right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now about Season 3. I have zero faith that it's going to be any better. I have zero faith. They had 6 freaking years. 6 freaking years to get it ready, and they pulled out that garbage to us. I mean, they're about to destroy the whole Saitama vs. Garo fight, which is so freaking awesome in the manga. It's beautifully drawn. It's some of the best artwork you're going to see. That's going to be... No, I have zero faith. I have zero faith, and I'm not going to put my expectations up. My expectations are very, very low because I don't expect them to do anything to deliver that level of quality. Just don't see it. Marvel vs. anime. There's probably some Marvel character that I don't know about that's fucking so OP. Let's be real. They always are. Oh, yeah. Have you seen this new anime called... No. Someone else, Zenis, said that I need to check that out. Look. So I'm going to have to, check it out because it sounds interesting. Featherine Bloodthirsty versus Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, family wins all the time. But I am going to be doing a Featherine video on YouTube. I'm working on that now, getting all the information because there's a lot of information I need to get on Featherine. But I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go into her, her abilities, her personality, everything about it, the bit of the cosmology of Umineko as well, and let people see and understand why Featherine is so insanely OP. So that's going to be hopefully coming this weekend. I'm gathering all the information now and setting it all up. And then I just got to record and edit and everything like that. So Black Panther versus Johnny Cage. Give me Johnny Cage. Guys, was it just me or was it boring? This was an exposition episode, which is what was needed because it needed to explain everything. So now we all know what's happening. From here on, it's going to be action-packed. I'm telling you that now. Question: if Mecha Frieza took like 5 minutes to push-ups, you think... I saw that meme. I saw a meme of that, of if he just decided to do a 5-minute jog, Frieza would have whooped Trunks' ass. And, let's be real. Frieza does get a power-up pretty quickly, so there's a big chance he could have. Let's be real. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious if that actually happened. It's so sad we're going to see Saitama throwing serious punch in... Oh, dude. Don't, Samurai. I love that fight in the manga so much. The Garo versus Saitama fight is so freaking good, man. It is so freaking good. And I just know, look, I want to see it in freaking bigger screen. I want to see it in IMAX. I really do. I just don't trust them to deliver it, man. Just, can we get Mappa or Phobal, someone like that to come in and freaking do it for me, because I just can't. Yurichi, thank you for the 11 roses, man. It means the absolute world to me. One Punch Man Season 3 production started early 2025. I know. They've known about Season 3 for 6 years. They announced it, that there was a Season 3 coming, I think, in what was it, 22 or 23? And then decided, we'll make that announcement and then we'll start here and we'll just not do it properly. It's ridiculous. What anime is Featherine from? She's from Umineko. The best visual novel? I mean, it's insanely great. It is rated in Japan as one of the best. That is for sure. How far will Zoro make it in the 7 Deadly Sins verse? Let's be real. Zoro wouldn't make it that far, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because he'll get lost and end up in a different verse. That's what's going to happen. Zoro's going to be like, I'm coming to the 7 Deadly Sins verse. It'll probably end up in the Dragon Ball verse. Don't know how, but it's just Zoro. Let's be real. Do you believe in Featherine of Umineko are the same entity or different? You'll just have to wait until my video for that. You'll have to wait for my video. Big video on Featherine, so get ready for that. All right, what do we got? Have to make lots of money to get a hype level studio. Like, yes. That movie would make heaps of money, man. Saitama vs. Gaara would make a lot of money. Did you see the episode where Zoro got lost in the same room? Oh man, Zoro's always getting lost, man. Yoguri fused with Featherine versus Hyjin fused with a Kutosai. Oh my word. I'm gonna have to go Yoguri and Featherine there. I think that would be an insane fight, man. YouTubers are saying that Bandai is the problem. Is it really, or does One Punch Man? There's something else here somewhere. I don't know where that other one. I mean, there's a whole lot of behind the scenes stuff with the One Punch Man thing. It's not just one problem, there's multiple problems. Oh yeah, now that reincarnated slime ended, do you think yeah, I've always had Rimuru over Anos. So I would still lean with Rimuru over Anos. How's it going, FX man? How's it going? Law versus Sukuna. Ooh, I'm gonna take Law. Is the dub out yet? Not that I know of, Pancake. Not that I know of. William, how's it going? Yes. I'm going to be trying doing some more lives now. We're going to try and see if we can do that. So look out for those. Did Utah live in Gojo's body? He could only use it for 5 minutes. Why did they do a One Punch Man Season 3 movie? Why don't they do? Basically, Saitama vs. Yeah, dude, look, I think Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man have now opened the window for this, because the Demon Slayer movie made a lot of money, made over 600. Like, it went past F1, it went past Superman, Fantastic Four. Like, it beat those movies. And it was incredible. And then Chainsaw Man was incredible as well. And I do think now that studios now going, wait a second, there is potential here. And I know some people are like, why are they doing this? They just want it for the money. Well, yeah, studios need money. Like, at the end of the day, they need money to produce the highest quality. So if they're going to chuck out a movie, and like people acting like movies have never been this, they're this new thing. Demon Slayer's ruining anime now. Look what they're doing with the movies. Dragon Ball's had movies come out all the time. One Piece has had it. Naruto's had it. Like, this isn't anything new. The only thing is now it's more accessible. And it's being put out in more movie theaters than ever before, which I think is great. Look, I'm happy. Like, I'm lucky I get AMC A-list. So I only pay like $20-something, $25 a month or something like that. And I get to watch 4 movies every single week, essentially. So I get essentially, 16 movies. Incredibly lucky. And I know, look, when I lived in Australia, I had to pay like $20 every single time to go watch a movie. And that's without seeing it in the big screen. But I am willing to pay that type of money to go and see this. I paid that money when Dragon Ball Super came out to watch it twice in one day because I liked it that much. And I think studios now know that. So Gojo Sukuna, Saitama versus Garo, is going to be gigantic. People want to see those fights on the biggest screen possible. They want to be with other anime fans cheering and stuff like that. So I think now we're going to see a shift, which I think is a good shift as well, because we're going to get higher quality animation on top of that. So yeah. Quinn Shin, give me Quinn Shi. Quinn Shi versus Gojo. William, I don't know if he gets past the Infinity. That's the big issue. Yamcha versus that, or what is his name exactly? He's from Bleach. Oh, do you mean Grimmjow? Yamcha versus Grimmjow? Is that who you're talking about? Bucky versus Yujiro thoughts. I don't know why. It was kind of let down. Yeah, I can see why you think it's a letdown. I thought it was okay. I thought it could be better. Like, let's be real, it could have been better. But I totally understand why people would think it was a letdown. Jiren versus Justice League are all fused together. Justice League. Will popular movies Crunchyroll? I think they will eventually, because Broly's on there now, Superhero's on there now. I just think it's going to take a little bit more time. But I do think the Demon Slayer movie will be on Crunchyroll this year, and I do think the Chainsaw Man movie will be on this. But I don't think they're going to release them just on there. just on streaming. I think we're now going to see them release in theaters and wait and then release it. They might even do it before the next season of Chainsaw Man or something like that. It's been long. Upper one, how's it going? Muzan versus Mahito. Give me Mahito. It's funny how people say Dragon Ball Daimyo was going to flop, but then it's the most... Daimyo was good, man. I love Daimyo. What's your top 5 animes this season so far? All right, Kira. Well, this season, all right, so I'm not going to do what's going on right now because there's only a few episodes of them right now. And some of them I have to catch up with. I haven't started yet. But I'm going to say this. All right, so my top 5 animes of last year were To Be Hero X, Lord of Mysteries, Tokubi's Original Sin, and then it was Gachakuta, and then for my 5th one, who was the 5th one again? I think it was The All-Devouring Whale was the 5th one. Something like it was. They were the 5. But I will say my most underrated ones right now. Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, still going on. It's an absolute banger, still going on. And Gnosia, which is another one that I absolutely loved as well. So right now they're probably my 2 favorites right now, currently airing, is Tojima and Gnosia right now. What type of girl? Oops, we're gonna do this. Gotta do this puzzle thing. All right, what do we got? What type of girl is your type? My wife is my type of girl. Did you watch the Chainsaw Man movie? Yes, I did watch the Chainsaw movie. It was freaking awesome. I actually have a whole video, Goofy Apple. I have a whole video on YouTube comparing Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man. So you can go watch that and you can see what I think of each movie and which movie I think is better. But I did watch it. And yeah, dude, if you hated Makima, now you just wait. What's my favorite anime, Samurai? It's Dragon Ball is my favorite of all time. It's my favorite of all time. Bugs Bunny, but Gojo has carrots for Sukuna. Oh, give me Daffy Duck, Sukuna. Give me that. Kratos versus Broly. Oh, I haven't dived into the Kratos stuff. I played God of War 2 once. I haven't played any of the other ones. I don't know how strong Kratos gets, but I'm just gonna say Broly right now because I don't know anything about Kratos. How strong would Utah be without Rika? I still think Utah would be strong without Rika, but obviously Rika does help a lot. But it's a tough one to say. I still think he would be one of the top tiers. No, My Hero final season, yes. My Hero season 8 might have been the 5th one. It was that or the All-Devouring Whale. I know one of them was 5, one of them was 6. So yes, My Hero Academia, the final season it is in my top 10, that I know, but I'm pretty sure it's either 6 or 5. It's either 6 or 5, man. Tojima is so funny. Dude, Tojima is so good, man. Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Check it out, people. It's so freaking good. Man. I'm so excited to see Maki in episode 4. Oh, dude, it's going to be so freaking good. I can't wait. And then people are finally going to realize why I have her high in my favorite character list. Because she's a badass.